G'day, I'm Mike and I'm the National Program Manager of the Climate Conversations program at Climate for Change. Thanks so much for expressing your interest to facilitate with us. Climate change is overwhelming, and as an individual it can be hard to know where to focus your energy in the fight to bring about the large-scale, systemic and community-wide changes that we need so desperately to address this problem. And this could be your answer. Many of our facilitators find that this work gives them a great sense of hope. It's amazing to be part of the Climate for Change community, surrounded by people who are striving for the same goals. It's also really rewarding to know that with each conversation you do, you're reaching out to people who aren't already engaged on the issue, and you're inspiring them into action, helping bring about the social climate for effective action on climate change. There's a link below to some more information about the impact of our Climate Conversations program and how the collective efforts of our facilitator team really make a big difference. But this short video is just to give you a little bit more information about what's involved so that you can make the decision about whether or not to take the leap and sign up. Firstly, it is a leap. For almost everyone, the very act of facilitating a group discussion about climate change is pretty nerve-wracking. But that is also one of the things that makes the program so successful. It is truly inspiring to see and hear from everyday people like you volunteering your time, doing something outside your comfort zone in order to make a stand on climate change. Plus, by making this leap, we learn. So many of our facilitators talk about the skills and confidence that they've gained personally from the experience. Secondly, you don't need to be an expert to do this role. We've got a video that shares all the key scientific facts with the people that come to the conversations. And you don't need to be an experienced facilitator or teacher. We provide lots of training and support to our facilitators. The biggest thing you need is a drive to make a difference. And the fact that you're here watching this video right now, it says that you've got that. The other thing you need is enough time to commit to the role. So if you can commit between 5 and 6 hours a fortnight over 6 months, you could do between 6 and 10 conversations in that time, and you could mentor 4 other people to take on the role. That means you could directly reach upwards of 80 people. And we know from research that 65 of those will go on to have more conversations about climate change within their networks. So your indirect reach might be upwards of 1,000 people in your community. And if your mentees go on to do the same, well, that's a pretty big impact. Given that you'll be inspiring people to divest, to change their vote, to volunteer, to write more often to their politicians, and to join local climate action groups, I'd say that that's a much better investment than the same amount of time spent door knocking or phone banking, for example. So here's an idea of how you'll spend your time. Once you click on the button and say, yes, I really want to do this, we'll match you with a mentor. In week 1, you'll probably spend about an hour on the phone with them. In week 2, you'll spend about an hour and a half preparing for your training and starting to reach out to people in your networks to invite them to come to a conversation that you host or to host a conversation that you facilitate. In week 3, you'll do the 3-hour training session with all of our other new facilitators. In week 4, you'll host your own conversation with your mentor facilitating. And then you'll spend another hour or so on the phone with them, just talking through what makes the conversation tick. In week 5, you'll attend the monthly OFT, our ongoing facilitator training for all the facilitators in our community. And in week 6, you'll facilitate your first conversation and spend some more time on the phone with your mentor, debriefing and closing off your training journey. If all goes well, you'll then start a role of facilitating 1 or 2 conversations a month. Each one is a commitment of about 4 hours of your time, including the preparation, the facilitating and the follow-up. And the preparation and the follow-up is almost as important as the facilitating itself. It helps to be organised. We also encourage you to come to our monthly ongoing facilitator training as part of your practice. The C4C community is so supportive, and it's a great way to keep your skills up, to stay motivated and to keep connected to our collective strategy and goals. And once you've done 5 conversations, you'll be invited to become a mentor for other facilitators. And there are other opportunities to step into leadership roles like leading a local team of facilitators in your area or training new facilitators. But there's no pressure. One of our core goals is to make sure that this is a meaningful and rewarding experience for you. We hope that you'll find our culture of innovation and collaboration really enjoyable, that you'll learn new skills and gain confidence, and feel bloody proud of the enormous difference that you will make as a Climate for Change facilitator. So you in? See below for what's next.